Hello and welcome to Tunnel Studios, and today I'm going to teach you the fundamentals of making a film. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using a 2-minute short film that I have created that you might have seen in a different tutorial, and it's called The Journey to the Park. This only goes for 2 minutes, but it is a good example for what I'm about to teach you today. The mental part of making a film is the planning process. You don't want to go out and just start filming with no idea what you're going to do, because you might have things that you are not prepared for, and this might cause massive problems and massive ripple effects. So you always want to start with a plan. How stories for films start is that you start with your idea. So for me, my idea was a person who can teleport, and I can't really expand on that. I can make a 2-second video of me teleport like this, and now me coming back. So that's just something simple. So you want to expand your idea. So put dot points of what you want to be in your film. So what is the motive? What is the meaning? What are you trying to express in your film that really draws the audience towards it? So for me, I gave determination. Determination of the character and how he wants to get to the park that he's always wanted to be into. And now what I've added, my main phrase, he has the newfound ability to teleport. And that is how he's going to get there. So that's how I've expanded it, so I'm able to send something using determination. You can do it using emotion, so it can be through joy or even through anger. Part of the planning process is setting stages. In cinematography, there are 3 main stages, like in a narrative story. In a narrative and cinematography, you have the introduction, the middle, and the climax / the end. The introduction is when you introduce the scenario, the problem, and the character. So as you can see here, I introduced the character and the scenario, which is him wanting to go to the park, and the problem, he's not able to get there. Quick note, remember, you do not have to over-explain yourself or over-complicate your film. You don't have to make it, you're trying to go to Mars, or trying to discover a new alien species. You can just make it simple and it can still have a massive effect. Continuing on, then we have the middle part. The middle part is the journey of the movie. This is the character's journey. This is, say, in Avengers Endgame, we have the beginning, which introduces the characters, they're all forming together. Then we have them getting the Infinity Stones, going back in time, which is the middle. Then the end, which is them fighting Thanos, and eventually, well, I won't spoil it for you. Then we have the end. The end is the climax, so there's either a big battle or the character is now happy or sad. This is what really pulls the audience in and makes it an effective movie. You could have the introduction and the middle part amazing, but the end horrible, and that would not make your movie the best. So always try and make the end of the movie the best, because then that can really show what it is about and the meaning of it. Another thing you have to plan for is the equipment and the location. The equipment is things such as the camera. Now you don't need a big camera. You can just use your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone, a Google, a Samsung, as long as it has good quality and it's not pixelated. Then you also want a stand. Now you can improvise, though I do recommend getting a stand. They do vary from $20 to $50 for an iPhone stand, so they are affordable and they will help you in the long term. The rest that you need, we don't really need that much. You can have a microphone, it is not necessary, and you can have some sort of lighting equipment, and again, it's not necessary because you can use natural light, which does help to bring meaning to the film. So the main thing that you need is a filming device, say an iPhone like I'm showing you, and a stand. The location. The location is a very important part of the planning process because it does help to solve a lot of drama and stress. Say for example, in my short film, I wanted to go to the park. And there should be parks around you everywhere, no matter where you are. So I just go film up there, and I know it's not a difficult place to go to. But say I want to go to a skate park, then I have to search up where is the closest skate park and how am I going to get there. What's also important, which can contribute to the lighting and the meaning, you can learn more about that in my cinematic techniques tutorial, is say if it's nighttime or if it's in the morning. So for me, it didn't really matter, but if I want to do a nice joyful sunrise, then you have to get to your location early so you're able to catch a few scenes because there will be mistakes during the filming process. And if you want to do it at night, then of course you're going to have to go later. So that's why it's good to plan these things in on when and where you can do this. If you are doing a movie with 2 or more characters, then you want to really expand the characteristics of these people, because then that will include on how they act and how they speak. So whether if they're a confident person or if they're a bit shy and always close together. So this helps in the final process, filming it, and it just gets things moving a lot quicker. After filming, you then want to put your scene/film into your editing software. For this example, I'm going to be using InShot. Now we want to add in the music. The music is a very important part because otherwise everything sounds boring and noise. So the music also helps to add meaning and just does not bore the audience out. When making this, you want to put music that matches the mood. So if you look, I'll give you a few short clips of my short film. You'll see in the beginning, it's sad music. In the middle, it's curious music. And at the end, it's happy music. And as you can see, it relates to the scene on what is happening at the moment in time. So that's how you want to plan it. To do it, a quick tutorial is that I simply want to find the music icon. I then click on that, and then I click on music. You'll see there are a selection of musics to choose from, and you can choose any of them. Just remember to add in the copyright and you should be okay. You can also go online and search up musics that I want, whether it's sad music or happy or curious, and then you can simply press the import button, then name your file, save it, and import your music. So now you can save it for later, and of course you can simply crop it and do what you like with it. More details on how to use InShot, I have my own tutorial for another course of that for you, and you can go check that out if you need to now. A lot of the times when editing, now moving on from film, say a social media content, you will have different transitions. So for film, we have a simple basic transition or a simple fade, but in social media, you might have something that's distorted or something like I'm ripping up paper. This will help to provide more editing to the content, which is more appealing for the people who are watching it. The type of transitions that you use will vary for your purpose. So the more elaborate and the more artistic it is, that would be for social content. But to keep it simple, then we would use that for filming, like making a movie of some sort. Because you never have that complicated distort like I showed you a few seconds ago. You always have something simple. A very important part both for filming and social media is adding text. Text for social media can help describe what is happening and just for your own purposes. For social media, it's more blocky and bubbly for this because it helps to probably appeal to all viewers. For movies, like Mission Impossible, the font is usually what the movie's about. So Mission Impossible be pixelated to represent it's a top secret agency that's all high tech. Again, you can choose your text and fonts depending what it is about. And in order to do this in the editing software, Just click text, then click text again. Then you're able to type what you want to and choose your editing tools. To learn more on how to use this, again, check out my InShot tutorial course. Captions. Captions are very helpful for people who have hard of hearing or just cannot understand what the character is saying. If you're making, again, social media content such as a YouTube video, you should be able to add your own subtitles. If you're making a film, it's good to have your own subtitles from what your script. So if you did the planning process correctly, you should have wrote in a script if it's a big film. If it's no dialogue, no script needed. But you should write in the script on what the characters are saying. Then what you do, just import this into the caption section and it will pop out live for you and be in time. Then you just sort it and edit it. This might take a while though, I'm just warning you. The last fundamental of film editing are the effects. Effects, mostly used for social media content, but it's also used for film editing, especially if you're giving your characters superpowers. If you're giving your characters superpowers, please use CapCut. You can use InShot, but I do recommend CapCut. This is not sponsored. CapCut can give you many different options, whether you want lightning eyes or devil horns. Then we have the social media / the InShot part, because InShot is good for social media content effects. In InShot, we have AI effect and just normal effects. Effects will affect the whole entire screen, like as if everything is suddenly rumbling, or if I'm slowly zooming out, like I did in my short film, or jump zoom, which is now close up of me. You can also do AI effects, which might give you this big aurora around you, or as if it's raining, or suddenly lightning. This again can be used for what you're doing. And that is the fundamentals of making films. Again, I've taught you how to use this and when, except you're going to have to apply this to your own needs. Whether you're making a film about someone discovering they have every single superpower in the world, or you're just filming a social media video of you trying to do a challenge. Apply this to your own and have fun making films of your own.